Alright, how's it going, guys? JJ Wilson is here. And for this recording or video, I wanted to give my thoughts on the anime and manga series Going Kamuy Season 3. And for those that have kept following the series, you know exactly where we are, especially if you read the manga. With this season, we just left off with Sugimoto and company leaving Karafuto Island. So basically, this season evolves the events of everything that's went down on that particular part of Russia, Karafuto Island. And for those that have seen the series all the way through, the anime series, we know that it started off with Sugimoto and Asirpa, forming a partnership to solve the mystery of finding the gold based on Asirpa's tribe, the Ainu. And by the end of season 1, we find out that Noburabo, the guy that that hid the gold and allegedly killed all his friends and relatives in the Ainu group, it turns out that he is the father of Asirpa. And we continue on in season 2 throughout the journey of Sugimoto and their adversaries trying to find this gold. And by the end of season 2, we go to the prison, Abashiri prison, which is where he's captive. They do find him, Noburabo. They do find him there. Sugimoto actually gets close to the guy, talks to him, and this is going to be one of the questions that I'm going to have for you guys. You want to write in the comment section later on. But of course, Sugimoto nearly dies right after talking to Noburabo, we find out his real name, Wilk, and then we also find out the meaning of his name in season 3, which is a Polish word meaning wolf. And so Noburabo ends up getting killed, and in season 3, we all know that, little spoiler for those that don't know, that Ogata was the one that pulled the trigger. We see that in season 2, but he pretty much admits it to Asirpa by the end of the season 3, that he was the one that actually Sugimoto said that, not necessarily him, but Sugimoto pretty much said it, like yeah, it was a guy that got Wilk and tried to get me. So that's that. And so here we are. Season 3, once again, was very good. Maybe at some point the pacing was kind of quick, because they were trying to cover a whole lot of material that went down and everything, especially by the time they got to Akko, which is, it's not called Akko anymore. It goes by a different name in Russian. But so by the time they got to, this Russian town, like, everything just kind of sped up, in my opinion. Like, by the time they did the prison outbreak, and then by the time you had those crazy fights between Tanigaki, Tsukishima, and Koito going off against Kiroranke, whereas Ogata has that famous confrontation with Asirpa, and then he ends up getting shot in the eye because Asirpa got spooked by Sugimoto's scream. When Ogata threatened Asirpa to take his life because he didn't believe she had what it took to kill, and he wanted to test her. Things of that nature and things like that, since he couldn't get the code from her, and he knew that she remembered things about her father and involving that treasure. He was trying to get the code out of her, but unfortunately it didn't work out. And so like I said, besides that, man, it was definitely a very, very good season. And I gotta get back to reading the manga again. I left off to where the whole group is at the beer festival, and it was revealed that you don't really need all 24 tattoo skins to solve the code, right? You don't really need it to solve the code. So that's kind of where I last left off. So I got to read the rest of the manga and see what's going on, what's going to happen, because it does feel like it's getting close to a climax. It seems like, anyway, because they can't keep going this wild goose chase forever trying to figure out where the gold is. And Asirpa is still, having tight lips about it. Assuming she actually really knows where it is, which I don't think she does, but she kind of has an idea, right? And so here's the question: since one of the antagonists, that some might view him as an anti-hero, some view him as just a guy. He had good intentions, but he had to do some bad things in order to make those intentions come to fruition. Kiroranke. So here's the not the $1 million question, but here's the big question that I pose for everybody before I sign out. Is Kiroranke truly responsible for the death of not just Wilk, but also their comrades during that night where they were trying to fight for the gold, or they're having a quarrel. Because what I would say is, you know, at some point during the manga, or even before the events of the manga, I do believe that Kiroranke and Wilk had a beef. They had a confrontation, because we know Kiroranke's goal was to not only include the Ainu, but include all of the tribes from the far east part of Russia, and even Hokkaido, to form like pretty much form their own country, their own land, their own nation, and be an independent country, much like how Hijikata Toshizo wants to create a land for himself, as he revealed in season 3. You know, that's anything like Japan has ever seen, pretty much a separate state. Tsurumi kind of has a similar goal in mind, but of course he wants to, you know, stick it to the government, so to speak, right? The Japanese government, that is. So yeah, I think because Wilk had Asirpa, and he started, you know, getting more accustomed, and he fell in love with the people, the Ainu people, and the people of Hokkaido in general, he no longer really sought anything to, you know, form a country or be in some kind of power position, you know, to be like a leader and things like that. I think he wanted to settle down, and Kiroranke didn't really feel that about him. He didn't like that about Wilk anymore. You know, he saw that he had changed and stuff, so that's why I do think they did have a falling out. And I'm not saying Kiroranke was truly responsible for killing off all those people. He's definitely suspect in that regard during that crazy night, and before Wilk got arrested and tortured, looking the way he looks now. But yeah, this is definitely something to think about. So for people that follow Golden Kamuy, just say in the comment say it in the comment section, what do you think happened that night between Kiroranke and Wilk, you know, on that eventful night, and see whether or not this answers the question: did Kiroranke really kill Wilk, or did he betray him? Alright, so yeah, those are my thoughts on season 3. There'll be more reviews on the way before the year is out, maybe like 1 or 2. Other than that, I will see you guys later.